What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the Collective Clips, where we get it in. And before we get it in, man, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you for all the support, man. Hit that notification bell, turn it to all, so that way you're abreast of all the dope content the gun is bringing every single day. We does it every single day. In the menudo style in a direct fashion, man, I want to get straight into it. I want to tell you guys a little funny story. It's pretty hilarious, man, to me at least. But it ain't no laughing matter. Put it like that. Read between them lines, man. It's a real one, right? From a real one. Now, trip out. I was locked up, right? Man, just thinking about it makes me wonder why some people put their fucking pata in their mouth, right? Why they put their foot in their mouth. You know, sometimes you have to think about what you're saying before you say it. That's always been my issue, Holmes. That's always been a problem of mine, where I haven't thought about everything that I say before I say it, and then it gets me in a wreck, gets me in trouble, right? But nowadays I like to think a little bit before I just speak. I mean, that's why I thought long and hard about telling you guys this story, because it's a true issue. And it's something that could affect people if you don't pay attention, you know, or if you just go fucking running your mouth and saying things without, you know, really thinking about it. So I was locked up. I had been down several years, man. And, you know, there wasn't many homeboys on this tier that I was on in the hole. You know, I was doing 180 days in the hole. For those of you that don't know how to do math, that's 6 months, 6 whole months. They had stretched me out for a unilateral assault, right? So I'm sitting down every day stressing, waiting to see if the DA is going to pick it up, if it's going to be a DA referral. Because that's what happens a lot of times in prison, man. If the district attorney of that county that you get caught up in decides that they want to charge you while incarcerated, they're going to charge you. And believe me, they're going to go for the gusto, Holmes, and they're going to stretch you out. And that's why so many people go in with small cases, 18 months, 36 months, or whatever the case may be. And next thing you know, he's doing all day long, man. He caught a body, or he picked up an assault, a pegada, a stabbing. And now he's sitting down for a minute, and his name ain't Bennett because he's up in it. And that's just how it is. But at this particular time, so I'm stressing like a Smith & Wesson over if the DA is going to pick it up. But usually the DA picks it up pretty quick. You know, they let you know within the first month or two if they got you. And if they got you, they get you. And that's it. So I'm posted up like a thumbtack, sitting down, and there's a couple of homeboys on the tira. So I'm not going to lie, man. We used to mix and mingle and chop it up, man. We had a pretty good solid tier. It was 8 cells on the bottom, 8 cells on top. It was kind of like modeled after the SHU program. Just what it was pods. And a lot of guys didn't come in and out of these pods. Every once in a while, one guy would get out of the way, maybe one would come. Everybody would interrogate him. Hey, where you from, homie? Whoop-de-whoop, wop-de-wop, all that good shit. And then eventually, man, he'd get embraced and they'd just do their time. And if they weren't no good, then nobody would talk to him and nobody would fuck with them. That's just how it was. You can't dictate who's coming in your pod, man. The administration, the placas are going to put whoever the fuck they deem necessary to put in there at that particular time. But we had a pretty good solid pod. So there was a homeboy named Capone, right? This was a good homeboy. He was a homeboy that I did a little time with on the main line. Liked the way he rocked. He was solid as fuck. But the homeboy seemed to want friends. You know, he was one of those guys that, you know, he went above and beyond to have friendships, to have friends. And one thing about prison is nobody's your friend. You might have some camaradas, some close homeboys, some taitas, some guys who you feel, man, rock, or you guys are on the same page. But truly, without too much being said, nobody is your friend, homeboy. Unless he was your friend from the streets, you're a crime partner, or you know him real good, you grew up with him your whole life. Then maybe you can call him a friend. But for the most part, nah, these vatos ain't your friends, Holmes. They're trying to utilize you for anything they can, for backup, for comida, for canteen, for whatever, you know. So you have to stay aware. You have to be on your toes at all times, especially in prison. Because behind them walls is a different story. Nobody, I repeat, nobody's your friend, Holmes. There is no such thing as friends in prison. There's only fucking homeboys. And believe me, a homeboy will fuck your old lady quick. Straight up, you know. Shout out to my old lady. That's just what it is. Now, this guy was on the tira with me, and I remember he was doing a few months, so he was going to be there for the little duration. And I was cool. It was good to have another homeboy. It was good to have a good dude that I could talk to, that I identified with. We were kind of on the same level as far as what our thinkings were. But like I say, man, he was trying to be friends with anyone that would be friends with him. And I didn't like that about him. And I used to get at him on a weed and be like, hey, bro, we don't fuck with them dudes. Or, hey, bro, why you fucking shooting that dude all your magazines or your last soap, Holmes? Don't do that. That vato don't give a fuck about you. You can call it hating if you want. I was just trying to give him game, Holmes. Knowledge he wasn't about to get in college. I was trying to tell him, You know, that ain't the way it is. And the only reason I knew that is because I've been doing this prison shit, this fucking CYA shit for a very, very long time, since I was a kid. And believe me, I knew how it felt not to have nothing, or to have your last and give your last. And that makes you a great man, a good man to give your last sopa. You feel good about yourself. But that night when you're fucking starving and your stomach's bubbling and it feels like you have butterflies in your stomach, but they're dead, right? It's because there's no food in your fucking stomach and you're starving. Anyways, I remember this day particularly. It was around Christmas time. And I remember everybody was looking forward to Christmas Day, because that was the one day, not the one day, but one of the days that we were actually going to get a good meal. Even in the hole, they didn't disappoint, man. You were going to get a nice fat little tray, maybe a little bag of candy. They were going to slide you a good fucking piece of cake. And believe me, little things like that that you take for granted out here on the streets mean a lot in prison, okay? That mean a lot. That's getting pictures from your old lady. So I was I wish I could get some if she, you know what I mean? If I ever get locked up, baby, look out one time, right? Or, you know, any type of letters from the family, a phone call, man. These little things, these incentives, man, make the world go round. You know, that's why it's a struggle for social status of equality when it comes to the Norteño movement, man. Everyone's just trying to get what they got coming. So the little things make a difference. Anyways, it was almost Christmas time. It's probably about a month before Christmas. Thanksgiving had just ended. We ate all our turkey. And now we're looking forward to Christmas. And when I say we're looking forward, that's it. That's all we got coming, homes. Not no Christmas cards, not no fucking, you just hit a puñeta on your fucking cell, and whatever fucking meal you get, there, that's what you got. Merry Christmas. And the Grinch stole everything else, bitch. And that's just it. So the homeboy is down the tier, and I couldn't see into his cell, so the communication was kind of hard. I was up in the corner top tier. He was on the bottom, like second or third cell. But there were cells that could see his cell. And I remember everyone got to conversating, and we were popping corn, man. We called it popping corn. We just clown, laugh, reminisce, talk about old movies, talk about ex-old ladies, you know, locker room talk. Orale Trump, right? We just talk about whatever we felt like talking about. But it was pretty cool, man. There were Sureños on the tier. There were brothers, Crips, Bloods, Norte Thugs. There was about 3 homeboys there. Me, there was a homeboy from Sacra, and of course this individual, Capone. And there were several Asians and just a few other people. Not much, but, you know, I mean, we had a good little group. Good gaggle of motherfuckers right there. Solid. Everybody was solid. Everybody was in there for assaults. They were sitting down. So I remember this day, people started to get a little agitated, and there was a little bit of gene going on. Now, gene, for those of you that don't know what gene means, something I learned at YA. Gene means betting, gambling. We called it gene. You know what I mean? Shit, let's G, right? Let's fucking gamble. And, you know, when you're locked up in the cells, you get creative, especially in the hole, man. People play chess. They play dominoes. You hear people yelling out constantly chess moves and things of that nature. Or people would do trivia. You know what I mean? Hey, homie, I bet you can't tell me who this bitch is. Yeah, I boned her back in 83. Well, there you go, right? Bam, you lost. Give me your envelopes. There was a lot of gene going on, a lot of gambling, you know, because people were bored. They needed to pass time. So this guy Capone started to have a conversation with this Africano brother. And they started to talk about, you know, how long it took for people to digest their meals, how long it took for people to, how long they can go and live without water, how long they can live without food. And this fucking baboso put his whole toenail in his mouth. He put his foot in his mouth. He started to get brave and say, you know what, homie, I can go this long, I could go that long. And he was a heavy individual. He was pretty big. So he had a lot of fucking fat on him, right, to sustain. He was like a big bear. But at the same time, the human body could only sustain for so long, homie. But this guy went and put it on his word that he could survive without eating for 30 days. Now, let me tell you guys this. Your word is all you have in prison. Your word and that fucking canteen that you have in your locker. And those mean a lot to you, right? If your word ain't shit out there on the yard, you're going to get treated like shit out there on the yard. If people can't trust your word or they can't take your word, and they feel like you're trying to bamboozle or cheat them or disrespect them, they're going to whack you. That's just straight up, man. You could get by for a little while, maybe. You could tell your stories and your lives for just a little while, homes, before your filth is discovered, and then that's it. It's a wrap. Rap-a-lapicus time. Bang, bang, antenna's gone. Homies are fucking you off. And that goes for every other group, man. Nobody likes a liar and a fat mouth. Nobody's going to care for someone that breaks his word all the time. You know, if you put it on your word, homie, that's all you have. You know that in life in general, man, if you put that on your word, that is it. So he's like, on my word. And I hear him, you know, I'm in my cell doing my little burpees, my little routine. And I hear him, hey, homie, that's on my word, homie. I'll go 30 days without eating like it's nothing. And the brother said, oh, is that right? Now, everybody heard this on the tier. That was his first fucking mistake. He put his whole fucking, like I said, heel bone in his fucking esophagus. Because as soon as he heard that, the other homeboy from Sakura was like, hey, bro, don't be doing that. Don't be putting on your word on some crazy shit like that. He's like, nah, fuck that, homie. I'm a real one, bro. I'm going to go starting today, homie, 30 days without eating. Well, let me tell you what happened. So you got to understand, when you're under the observation scope, man, when you're right there in a small area, everybody can see into your cell. We had no cellies at this time. They were single man cells. So everybody knows what you're doing. People could look in. They can see when you're working out. They can see if your mattress is rolled. They can see if you're over there fucking jacking off. They can see everything, right? You know, and the placas are constantly walking around doing count times, serving meals, mail, whatever the case may be. Sometimes just walking by to see if they can see some ass cheeks clapping. That's just how it is. You know what I mean? What they got going on, guard, is what you guys got going on, right? What we had going on was different, allegedly. So, when he said this, I was like, oh, fuck, man, the homie done did it again, man. He done put his foot in his mouth, because let me tell you what's going to happen. People are going to call it as they sees it. If this guy decides to eat and break his word, homes, then he's no good anymore. Then he's an outcast. Then he's done, right? So this Vato's like, fuck it, man, I'm going to do what I do, right? So we're like, all right, cool. He's like, and he said it a few times. That's on my word, homie. You guys must, this is Norte, homie. You must think I'm fire. Hey, hold up. Don't put it on Norte, homie. You know what I mean? But say what you say and stand by your toes, right? Stand 10 toes down. The first couple of days, they came for chow, right? And you could hear him. He was like, nah, I'm cool. He'd refuse chow. Now, you have to understand that the placas don't give a shit whether you eat or you don't. Their job is to make sure that a meal is available. Whether you consume it or you don't, homie, is on you. So what they would do is go to your cell. They'd be like, chow. If you didn't get up, if you weren't fucking prepared and ready and at that door, homie, they'll bounce. They'll take your fucking sandwich with them. They didn't care if you ate, lived, or died, man. As long as you were there for count time. They don't give a fuck if it was a dead body in there. As long as that motherfucker was there present for count. That was their job. Period. So the first couple times they go by his cell, he's refusing. Nah. And everyone's like, all right, show. Everyone's like, that's it. The homie's about his shit, right? Third day comes. Fourth day comes. Fifth day, I'm starting to worry. I'm starting to stress. I'm like, Capone. Hey, Capone. He's very quiet in there. The guy had no energy. Now, you got to understand, as a Norteño, man, we were acclimated to our surroundings. Meaning whatever everyone else was doing, homes, we had to try to go above and beyond. So if Vatos were working out extra that day, we went extra, like some fucking chewing gum. We always wanted to be the tip top. That's just how it was. That's how we felt. That's how we motivated ourselves, right? So the workout didn't stop. So I'd be like, Capone, you ready, Holmes? Yeah, I'm ready. All right. The Vato started to be quiet, started to be where he wasn't talking. So the homie started to wonder. So I got at the homeboy on a wheel line. I was like, damn, bro, he done fucked up, homie. He's going to make us look bad. The homie's like, damn, he's in there starving like Marvin. I seen that Vato the other day trying to eat a tube of toothpaste, right? And I heard the black dude say, no toothpaste, right? On Paru. Don't know you. So it was just all bad, man. So slowly but surely, the placas started to wonder. They started to notice that he was refusing meals, right? So they would get at him. A counselor came. They were like, is there any particular reason why you're trying to fucking refuse meals? Because they take that as someone's trying to unalive themselves. Someone's trying to, you know, go that route. But he was like, nah, I'm trying to lose weight. He gave him always a story. But you could tell that his equilibrium was off. You could tell that his energy was low. So I remember the brother, man, getting at me on paper and was like, hey, bro, I'm not going to hold him to that, man. That was just a little too much. That was kind of like me egging him on, putting him in that mix. I'm going to get at him and tell him it's good, man. Forget about it. It ain't shit. So the brother, hey, Capone, let me get at you. Vatos barely can get out of bed, right? Starting to get all sucked up like a skeleton. Done lost about 50 pounds in a week, right? Real talk. I've seen this with my own eyes. He's at the door looking like the crypt keeper. Hello, kitties, right? And the Vato's like, hey, nah, bro, it's good. You could eat, homie. It's good. Christmas is coming up. And this is now the month of December. We're now about a week and a half to 2 weeks into the month of December. This Vato hasn't ate for at least 8 or 9 days. Now, I don't know about you. I can't do it. That's on my word. I know I can't do it, and I wouldn't even try it. There you go there, right? And I was feeling bad. Like, every fucking bite I took, it was scrumdiddlyumptious too, like a Willy Wonka bar. But at the same time, I was thinking about the homie. He was in there just like, as soon as the chow would pay, he'd be looking like this. All hungry and shit, right? And I know it's funny, but at the same time, it's bad. To have to put a man in a position like this, all because of a word, all because, you know, his integrity or his morals or his values. But he put himself in that wreck. You know, people put themselves in the situations. So anyways, the Vato's right there, starving like Marvin. And it gets to about day 20. right? And the Placa's got a chart now that's on his door, and they're checking off every time he refuses a meal. And there's even cops threatening him like, hey, you're going to eat this fucking bologna sandwich, and that's that. You know what I mean? Giving him a little tubs extra of cat food. We'll give you a double up on the tray. Vato's at the door like, no, I can't. My word, this is an arte thing, right? And I'm just like, damn. Now, the brother got at him several times. After the brother gave up, he was like, fuck him, Humps. If he doesn't want to eat, kill him. Kill him. Let the Vato go. I'm getting at him on paper. He's not reciprocating the fucking attention back. You know, he's no longer working out. We're not even expecting him to work out with us. The Vato could barely get out of bed. He needs a lifeline. We're shooting fucking shit to him. Trying to tell him, hey, bro, you know what I mean? Just, hey, there's paper on the fleck on the book, from the leather or something. Anything to get some nutrients in your life. I'm here to tell you, man, I've seen it with my own eyes. The body couldn't sustain it, right? Eventually, what happened after about day 26, 27, and now it was Christmas time, the big meal came. It smelled bomb in that motherfucker. That was probably the best Christmas dinner I ever had, even outside of prison, right? And that Vato was damn near licking the window. He was so fucking hungry. The aroma was probably killing him. His stomach was fucking breakdancing like Turbo and Ozone. It was doing a fucking ephemeral combustion like Humpty Hump. He was starving, gente. And it's fucked up. And I remember saying, hey, bro, you know, I'm making little sandwiches, slidey. Go ahead, bro, you're good. We didn't even care at that point anymore. We were feeling bad. We were concerned for the homeboy. But he's like, nah, he was a real one. He was true to his game. Let me tell you what happened. So the day after Christmas, man, it was all bad. This guy had went already at least almost 30 days. It was like 26 or 27 days. He was there. He was damn near, right? Like a food stamp. And the Placas couldn't take it no more. They ran in his cell. And we thought they were going to extract him, right? The nurse came in. They hit him with IVs. They wheelchaired him up out of there. This Vato lost at least 100 and something pounds. He looked like a skeleton coming out of there. He looked like a mix between Pee Wee Herman and Schmeagol. My precious. Right? His precious was a fucking turkey sandwich because he was in bad shape. They hit him with IVs and everything. And I remember as he's being wheeled out of there, everybody's shaking their head, thinking, damn, that's a solid motherfucker right there. He did that. And then the brother goes, you lost, motherfucker. Your word ain't no good. You only lasted 26 days. And I remember we were laughing about it. And we took it as fun. There's a lesson to be learned here, gente. The homie almost lost his life. All behind his word. You know, the measure of a man is based upon his word, the word given, right? You know, whether it be on YouTube, in life as in general, you know, when you say something, you have to mean something. If you say you're going to do it, do it. You know, what's expected of you is expected of you. You know, a man is only as good as his word. If he fucks that off with your hint, if you fuck that off with your people, then that's on you, bro. You're going to have to deal with the repercussions for your actions. But that was a sad day, man. I remember when they took him off, the homie was like, damn, we don't have nothing to look forward to. And clowning on the homeboy. Because for the first couple of weeks, we were like, this sopa's bomb, right? And, hey, there was motherfuckers looking at us every time. He'd be like, they'd be like, hey, tonight's hamburgers, you want it? And he'd be like, is there lettuce on it? He was struggling, right? He went 30 days. You know, I'll give him the 30. Fuck it, I'll give him the dirty 30, even though he got hit with the IV and that was that. He was solid, you know. That goes to show you, man, no one cares. In prison, outside of prison, no one cares about you but your familia and yourself, man. Take care of yourself. You know what I mean? Health is wealth. That's why I'm back on my grind, working out, taking care of myself. I done lost a lot of weight, dealing with diabetes and what I'm going through. But I'm trying to struggle on back, you know, to each and everyone that's going through their hardships or going through their diseases or their struggles, man. Hey, my heart is with you because I know what you go through, man. It sucks to wake up and feel like shit and I can't see, but it's what I go through. Maybe karma is catching up to me for laughing at that guy, but I know about the second half of that month, man, I felt very, very bad. So the homeboy Capone, man, wherever you're at, hey, shout out, bro. You did that. You know, we're going to give you that 30. That's facts. 30 days without eating. Seen it in real life. Don't never put shit on your word that you can't handle. He handled it like a real one. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the strive to struggle and the struggle to strive, man. We're going to continue to do what we do right here on the Collective Clips as well as Gunners Collective, man. Bang, bang. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to do me because that's all I can, man. I got some bangers coming up this week. Stay tuned. Bang, bang. The gun.